Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine. We're here to help you get through the catastrophes that could kill you.
Avalanches, bear attacks, knife fights.
And the stuff that really keeps you up at night.
Texting mishaps.
Sexting mishaps.
Being catfished.
I'm really worried about getting osteoporosis.
Me too.
My bones are like chalk.
I'm getting you a glass of milk right now.
Should we just play the song?
Yeah, okay.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. How to survive. How to survive.
Welcome to How to Survive, and today Chris and I are going to be discussing how to survive a nuclear bomb and or fallout. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think you can have the fallout without the bomb, but
No, you get both.
you get both.
Two for the price of one.
Okay. So Chris, you did the research this time
I did a lot of research.
because nothing you like more than diving deep into something that terrifies the fuck out of you.
Yes. I mean, you know, I actually had a lot of fun researching this.
You did? Was it more fun than a nuclear bomb?
It was, I think. I
Is
assume.
this something you worry about on a daily basis?
You know, this isn't one of my fears, but I realized as I was researching this, it was one of my fears when I was a kid.
Well, so I was going to say, you and I are exactly the same age,
Yes.
like a month apart.
we
or
don't
something.
have to say it out loud.
No,
We can just know it. We can just know it.
we did grow up in a time where we were told to get under a desk on a regular basis.
I wanted to ask you
prepare.
this.
Yes,
Yes.
So
yes. About school drills. When
right.
you were in school, did you have to do like nuclear drills where you went and got under your desk and put your hands on your head?
100%.
Okay. Because I
Kids
couldn't
today
remember.
do kids today do shooter drills.
Yes.
And we did nuclear bomb drills, and it was no pun intended drilled into us that this was like a big deal. I mean,
Yeah.
this was the Reagan era.
Still the Cold War.
Still the Cold War. Yeah.
We were in the height of the Cold War.
Right.
We were Cold War
chilled.
kids.
Yeah.
And I was interested in that because I remember, I kept getting mixed up. I was like, were those tornado drills? Or because we did those too, because I
I'm
was
sure you did, yeah.
in the Midwest. And I was like, oh, I wonder if Danielle did the head under, or,
Oh, yeah.
body under the desk, head on the head,
Right.
hands on the head. I can't put words together.
And there were like bumper stickers like no nukes, and like
Yes.
it was sort of the issue of the day. One of the issues of the day, but certainly a big one.
Well, and one of my first fun research topics that I did for this, because I like to dive right into the center of facts, is I revisited the movie The Day After.
Right. So the movie The Day After was a huge. Now, was it a television? It was a television.
It was
movie,
a
right?
television event.
It was an event.
It was an event.
You had to get a shelter just to watch it. You had to dig
You did.
underground,
20 feet underground.
just to contain the
Enormity.
scary enormity of the event. And
I mean,
was it a one night
It was.
event?
It was originally imagined to be 2 nights. But
Imagined to be
yes,
2
this is. I read the Wikipedia
Okay.
page, and then they realized, you know what, we're going to just do this for 1 night. I think because they couldn't get enough sponsorship. Because so many
'Cause it was such a
sponsors
dark-
were like, nope, we don't want our name
yes.
attached to this.
Yeah.
So they
Okay.
decided to condense it into 1 night, 4 hours with limited commercial breaks.
just for
and
things like nuclear bomb
guns and shelters, I think.
Right. Hard hats.
And they had even one of the actors do a warning at the top of the movie, whose name I can't remember, but he was this older fella who was old then, but then I remember him being really old on Northern Exposure. So he was an actor from
Okay.
Northern Exposure whose name I can't remember, but
Okay.
you would know who he was.
All right.
I'm sorry, sir,
That's
that
okay.
I don't remember your name if you're listening.
I'm
We're
sure
still
he's
alive.
dead.
He's dead. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So they had all this film had all of the
But what was the warning? This is about a nuclear explosion.
Sorry.
Don't try this at home. I mean,
Don't
what was
watch.
the warning?
It was like, this is going to be really grim.
Yeah.
You should, I guess, like watch it with your kids, but also be prepared to terrify the shit out of them
Right.
and talk to them about it.
Okay.
So,
And
I watched it.
And they did the preview just because they needed to fill up the time because they couldn't get enough
Yeah,
sponsors.
they were like,
if
wait,
you
we've
could
got,
just
like-
ad lib for a few minutes about how terrifying this is going to be, that would be fantastic.
yeah, do whatever, sing a song. We
Right.
just fill up the time.
So you watched it at the time.
I I think so. I mean, I remember it very vividly.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's funny? I remember it as an event.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't watch it, but I do remember the enormity,
the big deal of it.
Yeah, right.
Because back then, you had to be home to see something.
Right.
You couldn't watch it later. It was
right. And at 8:00 at night on a Thursday, you could have been anywhere.
yes.
Well, really, you could have.
It's true.
Your mom could have just left you somewhere.
Who knows where I was?
Who knows? You were just wandering the streets.
I was
of
just
Ohio.
out.
But you do think you watched it? Okay.
I watched it, and it was terrifying.
Right.
I mean, I watched it last night, and it was terrifying.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I mean, I let's say I skimmed it. I mean,
all right.
I did watch very closely the actual nuclear scenes. Because they spend like an hour letting you get attached to all the main characters.
Smart.
And then they kill all
and
of
then
them.
they blow them
They
to
kill like
smithereens?
most of them.
Okay.
And it's scary. It's grim.
Did they have a picture? Did they have a scene where they showed in concentric circles how the nuclear blast would affect the outlying 50 miles? Like a circle here and then a circle there. Then Did they show that? Like in
It's actually more like they show the wave going across.
Oh God.
And they did it in what they did it in Kansas because they felt like if they did it in cities, the people who are in most of the country that don't live in cities wouldn't connect to it. They were like, nobody's going to care in Kansas if you're killing all the people in New York.
Yeah, but why would I care if other people in Kansas are dying?
Well,
if
yeah,
I
but
don't live in Kansas.
You're a city person. They,
Yeah, but are there more? What? This wasn't 1932. This was the 80s. Most of people were living in rural areas.
They wanted to affect the sort of
The
general Midwestern person.
Okay.
So that's they said it in a
Fuck you, LA.
Yeah,
and New
they were
York.
like, we don't care.
You can blow up. We don't
care about you, libtards.
So they killed, and that was the origination of the term libtard.
I think so.
It predated the internet.
Well, so it was pretty graphic, but also a little bit silly because the special effects back then were like the nuclear radiation hits the person and then they immediately turned into a skeleton.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it was like body skeleton.
Ooh.
So that was
so much fun. And the skeleton
funny.
is standing up?
Yeah, it was like
The skeleton doesn't fall down?
No, skeleton.
Like Bugs Bunny?
Oh, and then like cows.
You see
like cows were like cows, then skeleton.
Did you see like a green line going through them? And then
it was just like white skeleton. So that part was a little bit funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch it. You did. Full disclosure, I did watch just the commercial. Chris sent me the commercial, and it was terrifying.
Right?
It wasn't like I thought it was going to be hokey because it was done a long time ago. No, it's scary as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It still holds up as scary.
Yeah.
So, that I think was part of why I am doing a podcast right now about all my fears is because I saw this movie when I was a little kid and all the milk carton kids. I think might have had something to do with it. Because, I mean, literally every time I walked down the street, I was like, a guy in a van's going to kidnap me. Right. But that's a different episode.
The Milk Carton Kids would be a good name for a band.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Already.
Oh, is it a name for a band?
It is a name for a band.
Oh, okay, so I'm not original at all?
No.
Got it.
I mean, you
Just
are, but
checking.
not in that.
But is it made out of former missing children? Because it should be. That would be great.
If only.
And they just wear masks of their aged self, of what they would look like.
The background of their show is a big screen with just all of those flyers.
Yeah, just all the missing. Yeah.
That would be great. I want to go to that concert. But I don't really like going to concerts. So, all right. That movie.
Why don't you like going to concerts?
It's too many people.
Like even before COVID, it's just too many people.
I mean, I'll go, but it better be like Hall & Oates. Like somebody I really like. Let's actually talk about some safety measures in the event of nuclear.
Of an actual nuclear. I know we act like it's not a threat anymore, but they still have. It's still weaponized up to their teeth.
It's still a threat. Everyone's weaponized up to their
That's not
eyeballs.
an expression, I said. They're weaponized up to their teeth.
I like it.
They're weaponized up to their teeth, but no more. It doesn't go all the way up. There's something about to the teeth.
To the teeth, I like it.
Isn't there something? What am I thinking of?
Up to their tits?
No. Although Putin does have tits.
He does?
Well,
he doesn't have
seen
them pierced like Cuomo, does he?
No.
Because that would really freak me out.
Isn't that so funny that he had... it's so gross.
It's so creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
creepy, and
the
then
worst.
that really pushes it over.
Yeah,
the edge.
I don't
just
ever,
get him out of office for that reason.
I don't ever want to see that.
No.
Oh God.
Up to the teeth. Armed to the teeth.
Armed to the teeth sounds
It can't be right. Is that right? You think that's right?
I like it.
Okay, so Garen, our producer, says it's right, but I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense. Maybe. Okay. Anyway.
Well. Yes. So it's still a threat.
It's still a threat. We just don't think about it because there's so many other horrible things.
We have so many other things.
So many other things. Trump.
But yeah, I mean,
nuclear war.
Things got really intense when Trump and when you've got all these dictators and there's a lot I read about, but let's push that to the side for now and just talk about what we need to do. Okay. So we may get a warning. We may not get any warning. What we do know is that the fallout is the most dangerous in the first few hours after a detonation when it's giving off the highest levels of radiation. And this could come from even like a dirty bomb, like that some person makes.
Not even a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, like some crazy person could be like set off a dirty bomb.
No, I thought dirty bomb's like shrapnel.
It can be, but it can also have radiation. Oh. I read this.
Oh, like a little bonus.
Like
like how when you buy
juice.
Like
juice.
When you buy like what am I trying to say? When you buy like Gain laundry detergent, but it has like
the packet thing in it?
No, but it has like it smells like Febreze or something. Like they combine two things. So you could get shrapnel with also with chemicals in it or something that causes radiation.
And you don't even have to pay extra.
My God, that's such a good deal.
I know.
And you can do it at home.
Yes.
And you can learn it on the internet.
I bet you can learn it on the internet.
Oh my God, there should be a DIY show for like dirty bombs.
Well, we should pitch it.
Like, yeah, we could do a spin-off of Making It, the Amy Poehler show.
Yes.
But just with like weaponry.
Yes.
And you have to, but there'll still be a lot of foam involved.
Do you think maybe our untapped talent is pitching shows to the Taliban?
Holy shit.
Are we in the wrong business?
We have to disguise ourselves as men to pitch it to the Taliban. It'll be like Remington Steele. We'll pretend like we're the secretaries for men who have developed this TV show and sell it to the Taliban.
I'm not quite following, but as long as I get to watch Remington Steele again,
that's all we have to do. You know, that's what our meetings are going to be. We're just going to be us watching Remington Steele.
I like it.
Oh my God, I loved Remington Steele so much.
Me too.
Oh my God.
Obsessed. Stephanie Zimbalist. Who I want to call Stephanie Zimbalist Jr. because her father was
Edward Zimbalist Jr.?
I didn't even know anything about
her father. No, her father was an actor too, and it was Edward something Zimbalist Jr. But anyway, yes, her and her hats. Oh my God.
She had some good hats.
Those felt hats. You would look good in a hat.
Feathers? Did they have feathers?
They might have. She was feeling particularly saucy.
She had good hair.
Oh, she had great hair.
What's she up to now?
I don't know. I don't remember anything she did after that. I'm sure she did guest appearances.
We should see if she'd like to be a guest on the show.
Yes, we should.
I'm gonna check in.
Have her describe Pierce Brosnan in Spanish.
I have a good Pierce Brosnan story.
You do?
I think it's good. I'm trying to remember who told me this story because
was it Stephanie Zimbalist?
It wasn't. Okay. I haven't seen her in ages. I used to lunch with her at the Ivy. That it was, oh God, I wish I could remember who told me this, but my brain won't allow it. He was going to do a new movie and they wanted him to have his wife be like, who is the woman? Emma Thompson. Is that who that's Emma Thompson was Give Me a Movie.
Nanny McPhee?
Thank you.
Okay.
And he was like, I was really thinking more along the lines of Charlize Theron. Which I just loved. I was
it's actually shocking that anyone would suggest.
Yes, right?
Emma Thompson someone as his wife who's age appropriate. Because his wife is age appropriate.
All right, we got to get safe from this bomb.
Okay.
All right, so you want to fallout is dangerous in the first few hours after the detonation when it's giving off the highest levels of radiation.
Right. So in other words, even if you get away from, if a nuclear bomb goes off and you're in your car and you drive away, you're still screwed, right? Because
you've been exposed.
Okay.
So, obviously, first piece of advice, get inside. Get inside the nearest building to avoid radiation. Brick or concrete are best. I mean, like, what else is there? Wood. I guess you don't.
Well, I mean, if you're one of the three little pigs, you've got a
straw. You don't want a straw.
Yeah, do not go in the straw house
Don't go in
if
the
there's
straw
a
house.
nuclear fallout.
What's the other? What is it? Straw.
Straw,
What was the other one?
mud? No.
Cotton balls.
I think it's dryer sheets
this with Febreze.
with Febreze. Yeah.
This little house
Wait.
was made
Straw.
of straw.
The last one's brick. What is it? Wood?
Wood.
He's tapping at the desk. Oh, okay. Wood.
All right. Well, that's my house, so I'm not.
Yeah, you're
I'm just
screwed
gonna be
for so
screwed.
many reasons. Don't go in your house if there's a nuclear.
Stay outside.
Yeah.
Go
Well, I
to
don't
the-
know if you should stay outside. I'm sure wood is better than nothing.
Yeah, I'll get in my tub and cover myself.
I
With,
told you to get in the tub. That's what you do for everything.
Always get in the tub.
Bear attack tub.
I'll go in the tub, fill it with water, and hold my breath as long as I can.
Okay.
Go to the basement or middle of the building. So in California, we're in trouble
Yeah.
because who has a basement?
Okay.
Stay away from the outer walls and roof.
Okay.
Try to maintain a distance of at least 6 feet between yourself and people who are not part of your household. I think.
Wait, what? This is afterwards.
This is post-COVID.
Okay.
I think this is. They're also like, also don't get COVID.
Right.
So
Okay.
wear a mask if you're sheltering with people.
Someone should come up with a bomb that's made of COVID. Don't you think that would be effective?
Yeah, I mean, I think
COVID dirty bomb?
a COVID dirty bomb. Well,
Yeah.
we've all been vaccinated, so it better be Delta variant COVID dirty bomb.
But we still would be better. Yeah, okay. I'm just throwing ideas out there for our TV show.
No, I mean, these are all good pitches. Stay tuned, and then it says stay tuned. Any media.
Okay.
You want to have a battery operated and a hand crank radio because it'll still function after nuclear detonation. Cell phone, text messaging, television, and internet services may be disrupted or unavailable.
Okay, so a hand cranked radio. So
Mm-hmm.
they're saying that people will still be at a radio station. Well, I guess they would be.
I mean,
yeah, if they're not.
I have a KCRW membership, so I
I'm sure
expect
that'll be it, right.
to keep working.
Maybe you could just put your tote bag over your head. See if you get any information about
You know,
that.
I didn't take the tote bag. I gave my entire donation to the station.
Oh my God, you're so good.
I know.
You don't need to show people that you listen to
I
KCRW
don't.
as you go shopping at the farmer's market?
I don't. I just
Well,
tell them here on this podcast.
Okay.
Support local public radio, folks.
Okay. I like the idea of a hand cranked radio.
You don't have one?
No, Chris. I don't have a hand cranked radio. I also don't have a car I can pedal with my feet. What are you talking about?
I have a hand crank radio.
Because you're scared of everything.
Of course I
Where
am.
does one get one?
Well, mine came with my bucket.
Of course it did.
My emergency bucket.
You-
or wait,
do you
you know
also-
what? I might have had to order it separately.
Do you also buy like feed?
No. I don't
Okay,
have
buckets
feed.
of feed.
I don't.
for you
I
and
just
your-
my earthquake kit is a bucket because in case you have to shit in
okay.
it.
Right. Okay. I
wanna
didn't think
have
we did
something
different.
to-
Okay.
yeah.
And so you have a hand cranked radio. No, it's really smart. I don't think of these things. Okay.
It's okay. I mean, I can send you a link. I didn't understand. So here's something. This is just going back to the movie for a second.
Yeah.
The day after, when the radiation bomb hit, the nuclear bomb hit, all the cars stopped working.
And is that realistic?
I don't. That's one thing I didn't understand because it does say on here, cell phone, text messaging, television, internet services may be disrupted
Okay. You know what? I bet you now the cars wouldn't work.
because of the microchips.
Right. But back then, I don't know why.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
It doesn't make
why
sense to
an
me.
actual car that's not like, run on computers
Would stop.
would stop. Although that happens in every movie whenever there's a disaster,
Right.
cars suddenly don't work. So
I feel
By
like-
the way, is it Russia who bombs us? Is that the premise
Yes.
of the okay.
Oh, here's something interesting. I asked Sven, my husband who's German.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, do you know a movie called The Day After? I always like to ask him sort of cultural stuff
Sure.
to see if, and he was like, yeah, we had to watch it in school.
Oh, they made them watch
They
it.
watched it in school, which I
Wow.
thought. And he even remembers, he's like, I think they even gave us, they like handed out iodine tablets for safety, which are, iodine tablets are, you take them in the event that you are hit with a nuclear bomb because they protect your, what's this called? The thing you can get cancer in, that they check your thyroid. They protect your thyroid from being overrun with radiation because a lot of people who get exposed to too much radiation, like Chernobyl, there were a lot of cases of babies who had thyroid cancer and
Oh,
children who had thyroid
okay.
cancer because they're more vulnerable. But he actually said, actually that might have been a Chernobyl thing because he was closer to Chernobyl,
Right.
And so they were trying to protect children from getting.
I thought you were going to
Thyroid
say they
cancer.
gave them like a a suicide pill. Like, in the movies, whenever
Yeah,
it's like,
well-
and then they bite down on it and you won't get me. And then they bite down it. They don't say it like that, like they're the Wicked Witch, but they, what year was the movie, by the way? Do we know?
1983.
Oh, 83. Oh, wow. That was
83.
earlier than I had thought. Okay.
Yeah, 83. Okay. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting.
It is.
All right. So here's the next step. You've been contaminated,
Okay.
and now you have to decontaminate.
Right.
All right. So here's what you're going to do.
Silkwood.
I'm going to talk about that.
Okay,
I'm so
sorry,
excited
I
that
didn't
you.
mean
No,
to-
no, no.
to
I'm
jump
so.
the-
I'm really happy that you brought that up
Yeah.
because this is really interesting, and I'm kind of obsessed with that woman from the movie, and I want to go on a deep dive research of her. Okay. Take off your outer layer of clothing because that can remove up to 90% of radioactive material.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? Be careful in removing your clothing to prevent radioactive dust from shaking loose.
Well,
It's a lot, right?
I mean, so my first instinct is, okay, go outside to take off your clothing. But no, you don't want to go outside.
You want to do it like
In a bathtub.
tiny spot.
Okay.
And you put all the clothes in a tiny spot. What am I?
No, that makes sense. You want to, you don't want to be flinging your clothes all over the place like it's
around all your family.
Right.
I just mean like go in the corner or something.
Yes.
This isn't.
And
This isn't
carefully-
from the CDC. This is just me saying words. Okay. Put your clothing in a plastic bag or other sealable container and put the bag in an out of the way place away from other people and pets.
That makes sense. Okay.
Wash yourself off. Okay. If you can't take a shower, you cannot. Wash your hands, face, and parts of your body that were uncovered at a sink or faucet. Use soap and plenty of water.
Okay.
Okay. And if you don't even have access to that.
Should I sing the alphabet song while I'm doing that?
Yeah. I think
Just to calm my nerves.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Deep breaths. Smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
Maybe don't.
Maybe don't.
Maybe don't.
Or maybe smoke them if you got them because just become a nuclear
Yeah.
radiated.
You don't have much time. I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
You're gonna start looking like Steve Guttenberg from The Day After.
He's in it?
Oh yeah. Joe
Is he
Beth
the star?
Williams.
Oh, all the
Everybody.
all the hot actors of
Amy
the time.
Madigan.
I'm like, aren't Joe Beth Williams and Amy Madigan the same person?
I thought so, but it
Okay.
turns out not.
All right.
Everyone from the 80s is in that movie.
Okay.
Use a moist wipe, clean wet cloth, or damp paper towel.
Okay.
Not like a Clorox wipe though. Like nothing like with chemicals.
Just water and soap.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Gently blow your nose. Wipe your eyelids,
Oh, geez.
eyelashes, and ears with a moist
Right,
wipe,
'cause they could be
clean, wet
anywhere.
cloth. When I read that, I kept thinking of those women now that are getting like the magnetic eyelashes,
Yes.
and I'm like, I'm worried about you.
Now, are those magnetic in that, like, you literally can just remove them on and off? It's not anything permanent.
I don't even know. I don't know any of it. I'm worried about all of it.
I think it's magnetic. Oh, I know what it is. You put you glue a magnetic strip, I think, to your eyelid, and then the other side, and then the lashes have a magnetic thing on it too, which I'm not really sure how that's any different because you still have to use glue. So I don't know why it's better than.
I thought it was like mascara that had magnetic properties.
I think neither of us know what we're talking about.
It sounds like we don't know.
But then I know there's also like mink that you can put, which are supposedly gathered humanely.
Mink on your eyelashes?
Oh yeah, that's the thing, mink.
No, this is a problem for me.
I know. That's how they do it. I mean, not the magnetic one, the permanent, how you can get them like permanent eyelashes.
Is there a way we can take a stance against this publicly?
Do I have the energy to do that?
We're doing it right now.
Okay.
We just did.
No
Okay.
more mink lashes.
Thank you. Okay. If you can take a shower, take a warm shower and gently wash yourself with lots of soap. Do not scald, scrub, or scratch your skin. Your skin helps protect the inside of your body from radioactive material.
Oh my God. So they,
Okay, remember Silkwood?
yes.
Do you remember?
Don't they scrub the hell out of
brushes?
Yeah.
On
Right.
Meryl Streep's body,
Right.
Karen Silkwood. I watched on YouTube last night.
Yeah.
Clips from the movie because I was like, that's culturally such a reference.
Right,
of
like, take
I
a
have to go
Silkwood
home and
shower.
take a
Yeah,
Silkwood
right.
shower after that, dinner party. Okay, wash your hair with shampoo or soap. Listen to this. Danielle, get ready.
I'm ready.
Do not use conditioner because it will cause radioactive material to stick to your hair.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay. You've already rinsed out the nuclear material with the shampoo and water.
Apparently.
Now it comes back on with the conditioner.
Maybe you just can't get all of it out.
Okay, so if you can't get all of it out, the conditioner has. What does it say again? How is it phrased?
It will cause radioactive material to stick to your hair.
That's so fascinating.
right. So what else is conditioner doing to us that we don't know? You can just have hair that's not conditioned.
What if I use Pert 2-in-1?
Nope. Remember trying to use that stuff?
Remember?
It's so terrible.
Remember Tame? Did you
Oh my
guys have
gosh,
Tame?
Tame, I know it, but I don't think I used it.
Oh,
but
Tame was a
Pert-
conditioner, and it did exactly what it advertised. It tamed your hair.
Why don't you still use it then? Is it gone?
It probably is gone, and also I don't use conditioner that often. I mean, I use it a little bit, but
All right. Well,
washing my hair was an ordeal as a kid because I had really long hair, like down to my butt.
wow.
And I remember my neighbors used to wash my hair sometimes. They thought it was fun. I mean, they were
cute.
kids. They were older
Yeah.
kids.
And they were just like, let us wash your hair.
Yeah, and then they would braid it, and this was
Yes.
before cultural appropriation was recognized. And I'd go to school with like 1,000 Bo Derek braids in my hair.
Yes.
And then when I took it out, it was all frizzy. I thought I looked really cute.
I bet you did look really cute.
Oh,
I'm going to talk about Fukushima for a second.
okay. Talk about Fukushima. So this was
only-
the nuclear
that was
disaster
the-
in Japan,
Exactly.
a few
in
years ago.
2011.
Okay.
And so just to remind our audience, that was a disaster caused by the Tohoku, if I'm saying that right, earthquake and tsunami. So I'm just going to explain it in very vague, basic terms.
Okay.
How it went down. Okay. So what happened was the power plant detected the earthquake.
Yes.
And they tried to, the reactors tried to shut down.
Right.
However, the earthquake also generated a 46-foot tsunami that swept over the seawall, flooded reactors 1 through 4, and that caused a failure of the emergency generators, lost the power, and then that caused 3 nuclear meltdowns, 3 hydrogen explosions, and the release of radioactive contamination, resulting in the evacuation of over 150,000 people.
I remember it like it was 10 years ago.
It
was 10 years ago. But I do remember it. And so what happened to the people? Are a lot of people, do they have nuclear poisoning?
No. The result is that, well, this is based on a 2000, thank you for asking.
Yes.
Because that was the thing I was going to talk about next. It's like you can just, we're so copacetic.
Yeah.
So the 2014 report by the United, I'm not going to read all that actually. Some people that are smart projected no increase in miscarriages, stillbirths, or physical and mental disorders in babies born after the accident. And all those people evacuated seem okay.
So why are they okay? Is nuclear energy cleaner now than it was?
I think they just kind of handled it well.
It sounds like all of these people are overreacting because apparently you're fine if you're, but no, because everyone in Chernobyl had disabilities and so why were they okay?
Well, these people, I think there might be some maybe depression, mental illness kind of stuff happening. So I don't want to say these people are all okay. I didn't. I didn't read
Japan. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to be like they're fine.
Yeah.
I think the evacuation was pretty stressful, and there was even some studies saying like these people actually didn't even really need to be evacuated.
Really?
I don't know. Like, again, I didn't dive too deep into that. And they are saying it'll take 30 to 40 years from the disaster to really know the full impact.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think most of the actual, the deaths and destruction came from the tsunami and the earthquake.
Right.
Not as much the radiation to the people.
Right.
I can't speak for the whales.
I was going to say, wasn't there a lot of screwed up sea life?
Yeah, I mean,
after this?
I wouldn't eat sushi maybe over there.
No. So you would go to Japan and not eat sushi? Is that what you're saying?
Ooh, that's tough.
Okay.
I mean, it's been 10 years. Okay, so the reason I'm bringing this up,
Yes.
I do have a point, is that I wondered what's the risk of something like that, a Fukushima Daiichi style disaster in California?
Okay.
Because we have nuclear reactors up along the coast.
Sure.
So I did some research. I went to NBCnews.com.
Yeah.
And it turns out the nuclear reactor in the United States with the highest risk of an earthquake causing core damage is not the Diablo Canyon Power Plant.
Well, I have to pay $50 now. My money was on the Diablo.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'll take it. You can Venmo me.
Okay.
With its twin reactors tucked between the California coastline and the San Andreas Fault.
Yeah, you would think, okay, San Andreas.
It's also not the San Onofre which you've passed many times on your way to San Diego when you're going to Legoland. Which is a 4-hour drive down the Pacific coast at San Clemente, surrounded by fault lines on land and under the ocean. It's not on the Pacific coast at all. It's on the Hudson River.
What?
That's right. That's right, folks.
Do they have earthquakes over there?
They are starting to have earthquakes everywhere in the United States.
Because you know what? California comes first and everyone copies
That's
us.
right. They can't stand that we're the only ones.
Oh my God. So you're missing out.
It's so much fun.
So they have, so the Hudson, now does it say why the Hudson River is the most vulnerable?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
All right. So this is 24 miles north of New York City. It's called the Indian Point Energy Center. It's nuclear reactor number 3. It has the highest risk of earthquake damage in the country, according to new U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Okay. It's what sorry about this. Okay, I don't want to read all that. You guys, I know you thought I memorized this, but still a lot of numbers. The estimated risk each year is 1 in 10,000.
That it could happen. That there could be a nuclear accident.
Yes.
What is it called?
That's good. Yeah.
Reactor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A boo-boo.
And they generate up to 1/3 of the electricity for New York City.
Oh, my God.
This is kind of interesting. The plant with the second highest risk, Massachusetts, 3rd, Pennsylvania, then Tennessee, Pennsylvania again, Florida, Virginia, and South Carolina.
So we're fine here in California.
Only then does California's Diablo Canyon appear on the list, followed by Pennsylvania's
so strange.
3 Mile End. Now, they don't talk about sort of like what... This is why they're saying this. Okay. Nuclear power plants built in these areas, usually thought of as earthquake zones, such as California's coastline, have a surprisingly low risk of damage from these earthquakes. Why? They built anticipating a major quake.
Oh, okay. Because we have so many earthquakes, we're more prepared. Okay, so that makes sense.
Yes. All
right.
Exactly.
Well, that does it. I'm moving next to a nuclear reactor.
I think you should.
I think the prices will be better.
So, that's it.
Well, this is fascinating, and I do actually want to go back and watch both those movies. I mean, I've seen Silkwood, but not in a long time. But I've never seen The Day After, and which is different than The Morning After, right? That's two different thoughts completely.
Those are two different things.
One is a preventable disaster, and one is a preventable disaster. But that was great. We're going to take actually a break, and then we will welcome in our guest for the next half of our show, where we talk about not nuclear bombs, but bombing on stage.
Very familiar.
Okay. We'll be right back.
See you then.
Welcome back to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine. We just talked about nuclear bombs, and now we're talking about bombing on stage. Both Chris and I have had a deep, dark stand-up past.
Sure.
And we've both bombed on stage. My story very quickly. I mean, just one. It's not like I only bombed once. But I didn't do that many road gigs, but one road gig I did. I was on stage, and there was a Harley Davidson employees function that was in they were the audience.
Oh my God.
And maybe not my target audience, but never blame the audience, except when this happens. So I had mentioned being Jewish in one of my jokes, and from the audience someone yells, "Put her in an oven!"
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Which is a compliment, because I guess I can fit in an oven.
Yeah, you are so tiny.
Yeah, so that's just a brief. We're going to introduce our guest in a second, who has a better and more bombing stories. But Chris, what was your?
Well, okay. Let me just preface by saying most of my stand-up experience is bombing. Yeah. So I did a lot of open mics. I did a lot more open mics than I did probably booked shows, because I think I never really got to that point where I felt like I could do real shows. But one real show I did was at the Improv, and I did it with a group of aspiring comedians, because I wanted stage time. It's with this woman who sort of teaches stand-ups.
Okay.
And I did her sort of class.
Oh,
because
okay.
I
did
knew
one of those,
I knew I would get stage time that way, and I wanted stage time at the Improv.
Right.
And so her whole class was about teaching you how to do stand-up that was your life story kind of stand-up.
Yeah.
But my stand-up was more, I just I kind of at this point in time was like, I do wacky characters who tell weird stories, and I say like,
Really?
Yes,
I cannot picture you doing that.
I was experimenting a
Okay,
lot, where
I
I
like
was,
it.
and I was like, I liked the idea of saying sort of like outrageous things as these. Not characters. Anyway, I'm not going to do it. But like,
do it.
but I kind of listened to her and tried to do this stuff where I was like, I'm going to talk about my family, and it was not good. So anyway, I got up there. I did my 5 minutes. Was very nervous, and I was like, that actually wasn't that bad, because it's a real audience. It's not an open mic, and it's also a lot of the people who are doing it's families, so it's a pretty supportive crowd. And I came off the stage, and she grabbed my arm.
This is the teacher.
And she said, "Hey, I just want you to know that wasn't as bad as you thought it was."
Never were there more inspiring words.
Yeah,
from a mentor.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So that was my one experience.
That's hilarious.
At the Hollywood Improv.
Well, with us now is our friend Matt Weinhold, who actually Chris and I both worked with on The Dish.
So much fun.
Which we all wrote on, which if you don't know The Dish, it was a sister show to The Soup. And it was just like The Soup, except for it was geared toward women, and no one ever heard of it.
Yes.
So
I always had to explain what it was.
Like all my projects.
Right. Like everything
I've ever worked on.
I've yet to work on something where someone nods when I'm telling them what it is. I'm just like,
But what a great time, though. That was.
so
It was
much fun.
so fun.
Yeah,
It was
one
so
of my favorite
good.
times
I
in my
agree.
life.
One of my best jobs. And he also hosts his own podcast called Monster Party.
Monster Party, yes.
Which is what? Can you briefly explain what Monster Party is?
I will, yes.
Briefly,
Matt.
My 3 other co-hosts, yes, we have 4 hosts of the show. Larry Stroth, James Gonis, and Sean Sheridan. We all get together, we pour some cocktails, we get a guest usually.
Yeah.
And then we just talk about horror, science fiction, fantasy, animation, all kind of nerdy stuff, collecting action figures.
Cool.
All the stuff
That's so
I know that
fun.
you ladies like.
Yeah.
So yeah, we and it's really just, it can go from, it's usually about 2 hours.
Jesus.
Because we have a party. It's
Yes.
a
Right.
monster party.
Because don't you like ordering food?
We used to do that when we
before
had people
pandemic,
would come over. We'd have
Yeah.
food, and then everyone would eat, and we'd talk and get to know each other
Yeah.
a little bit with the guests, and then we would do the show. And I'm telling you, so many times we had people come in and say, "How long is this going to go?" And next thing you know, it's 2.5 hours.
Right. Because they've had a blast.
Because and it's light and it's fun, and we usually have a topic. So we have one that's coming up called Vampires,
Ooh,
Volume
fun.
2.
Oh, this is
right.
like right up Garen's alley.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been doing that for about roughly 10 years. We just had our 200th episode.
Oh,
Congratulations.
And Matt and I have worked at Playboy together, and both of us
Playboy.
boys. Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Please,
we've had crazy.
Another one of my favorite
was that?
things.
Were you guys doing jokes for porn? Give me a little.
Actually,
Porno.
yes, there was.
I want to know, just for the audience. I remember vaguely.
There
but
was a show
give
called
me-
The Stash.
Okay.
that is literally the soup for porn.
Okay.
So we
it's
would watch clips and
Clips.
right, and then we did other writing jobs there too. But that was there was again. There's a
Everything is
Playboy
the soup.
channel. What?
Yes.
No one knew what we were doing. It was really fun. Probably no one has ever seen the shows we wrote on, but
they were great. They were a lot
really
of fun.
Yeah.
And because of the format and our boss, Wendy Miller, we had a lot of latitude of just doing really weird, crazy things.
Matt and I took a German, right?
German sex reality show.
Yeah, it was a German sex scripted reality show.
Yes.
It
I
was-
hope it was scripted.
Yeah, where it was like a porn, but it was a series.
Yeah, and it wasn't, as far as I know, it didn't, unless they cut something out, it was softcore.
Okay.
So it was just a lot of people getting naked.
Yeah.
and
You have to ask
pretending to
Sven
have
if he
sex.
knows the show. Her husband's German. You have to ask him if he knows.
he probably watches it in the bathroom on his phone.
So anyway, we redubbed it.
Yes.
We dubbed it rather and made our own story out of
that
it.
sounds
Yeah.
really fun.
And it was really fun. And it was
Yeah. It
was.
absolutely ridiculous.
And we got to do the worst
German accents because we.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's great.
fantastic.
it was really fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, but above all that, Matt is a stand-up comic, and you have been doing stand-up for a long time, and you have some good stories.
Well, I know. Look, you contacted me and you talked about bombing.
Yeah.
And
you were the first person I thought of, Matt.
Right. You go to the best. You go to the expert.
Who do I know who's bombed on stage?
And over 30 years.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many situations where, and they were usually not like in a comedy club. It was usually something like a private gig or something different. Mm-hmm. And so when I was first starting comedy, I think I was doing it for maybe 8 months or something like that.
Yeah. Is this in San Francisco?
In San Francisco, in the Bay Area. And I got a call from someone who was helping me get gigs. Like, hey, in San Jose, they're doing this local version of the Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon. You know, where they have it like in different places and they get singers and bands.
And like on the Jerry Lewis show, they would cut to these different...
Right. So, like, hey, we're going to San Jose now,
Well, that's kind of huge in its own way. Yeah.
Great.
You could say you worked
on TV.
You could say you worked with Jerry Lewis.
Yes.
In a matter of speaking.
But he didn't yell at me or anything or call me anything horrible.
Well, you're not a woman.
Well, that's true. Yes. I had that on my side. Yes.
Sure.
It was a couple friends of mine. We go to this thing and we go there and they say, you're going to be in between these two heavy metal bands.
Great.
You're not opening, you're literally in between two.
I'm in between. I'm going to be the buffer between these two heavy metal bands.
And you can't put two heavy metal bands together.
Something like that. Yeah. So and I'm full on, like, I took a comedy class too. So I'm like, I've got my blazer with the rolled up sleeves. And my coiffed hair and hey everybody, my perfectly polished scripted set.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bit number 1. There we go. There won't be no improv. So I'm up there. So what happens is that I see what's happening in the crowd. And I'm in the wings ready to go on. And this is not this is not my usual... workshop crowd.
Right.
This is a lot of metalhead dudes.
For a telethon?
I have no explanation for this.
Okay.
I have no.
Guys at a telethon.
And it's bands like, and there was like Metal Face and Death Toe or whatever,
Death Toe.
So anyway.
I know them.
I am right. They are both, to be fair, they're both very good bands.
Sure.
But, so, Metal Face ends. And then I'm okay, go out there. So I go.
Do they introduce you, or is it just
you know how it is? They would like,
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Weinhold.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he does comedy.
Yeah.
So he's like, hi, Mister.
Is the mosh pit still happening while you're doing your stand up?
People are picking themselves up from the floor and wiping the blood off their forehead.
Sure.
Like, whoa, something new is happening, and so. I walk out there and it's really, hey everybody, these commercials. What's going on? I'm like the cliche of every
stand up 101.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What if Jack Nicholson were Jesus?
Oh.
But before I start and I just say hello, before I even get into any of that stuff, I go, hey everybody, and the entire crowd just goes, fuck you! Fuck you, you motherfucker! You're gonna die, you motherfucker! Everybody flipping me off at the same time. A barrage of like cans, aluminum cans, paper, and I'm just like, whoa!
What?
And I had never experienced anything.
Well, I was just gonna say, you've only been doing stand up for 8 months. You probably haven't worked real crowds. You probably haven't bummed at all, really.
Yeah, a couple
but nothing
open mics where it didn't go as well as I would
but nothing hostile,
like not laughs,
right.
So nothing had prepared you for this.
That hostility, it was really, it was strange because what happened, and then I kept trying to go, okay, everybody, hey, whoa. But anyway, like I was saying, those commercials are really. Fuck you! Another barrage of cans, and then some more. I don't know what they were, but harder objects because I can hear them hitting things.
Oh my God!
Ding, ding, ding. Spittoon.
Their metal faces were coming up.
Yeah.
Right, they were throwing their metal faces. And so this is really getting bizarre.
Were you getting paid for this?
No. Oh no, this is anywhere you go, just anywhere for stage time,
Yes.
right? And so I'm just kind of caught in the headlights. Like, I really don't know what to do. And I try talking, hey guys, if you just listen to me, you might enjoy it. Oh. And fuck out more stuff, everything. And it's getting, the amount of stuff that's being thrown is more, and it's just more and more, you know? And where, I mean like barrages. And so all of a sudden, I get this feeling of calm.
Oh.
It was so strange because I had never experienced this level of hostility for nothing.
Right.
I just came here to try to entertain.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't call anyone I didn't insult the bands or anything. And so I just kind of settled. I was like, wow, this is something I've never experienced it. And I kind of calmed down a little bit.
Okay.
And right as this is happening, this guy from the Wings comes out and goes, hey man, the lead singer of the next band, he's going to come out and he's going to calm everybody down. So I was like, okay, well, I have to see. Okay. So this guy comes out and he's like every metal dark, like he's like a praying mantis, you know what I mean?
Tall and
like,
heroin skinny.
Heroin skinny,
Yeah, right.
long hair, and he's wearing dark glasses. And he comes out and he walks to the edge of the stage and he just goes, hey, settle. And walks back off of the stage. And I just kind of chuckle, and just a sound from my mouth launches another barrage, right?
So it's like the principal of the school says, stop screwing with the substitute teacher.
Yes.
Everyone's quiet for the 3 seconds the principal is there.
Yes.
Principal leaves, then it's fuck you.
And now it's fuck
Right.
you back to me.
Throwing shit at you.
Yes. So now more and more heavy objects I feel hitting the stage. Nothing hits me yet.
Okay. Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, nothing ever did, but it got close.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
But it got to be a little alarming, like, ooh, this could be dangerous.
What prevents you from just running off stage at this point?
Because I had been taught that, like, you stay out there, you know?
Yeah.
And at this point in my life, and this has long gone, but I was sort of the eternal optimist. Right. I can turn this around.
Right.
You know what? I'm good, and I'm gonna win them over. When they hear my, my song routine, they're gonna love it. So, so all this stuff is being thrown, Matt. And in the crowd, I noticed there's one guy who is really chucking stuff, like, and somehow I don't know how he did this within the time that I was on, but managed to get like a bag of stuff to throw.
He brought a bag of rocks.
Yeah, he's like that guy in every old movie that brought the tomatoes.
Except the tomatoes are,
but they're filled with like they're a tomato. They grew a tomato with like a ball bearing in the middle. So he's just chucking shit. And so now I know where most of it's coming from.
Yeah.
And the volatile, dangerous stuff. And it's coming at me. And then I see the security guys come.
Right.
Security guys come, grab this guy, and he wrestles out of their grip. And I see him run. And then another security guy grabs him. And they all converge on this guy, and they wrestle him to the ground.
oh my God.
And so this is all happening. I'm still getting stuff thrown at me, and I'm just stuck there standing on stage.
And you're still talking, or
and
you're not talking
I'm sort
at this
of
point?
babbling. Okay. Whoa, hey, whoa, hey, check this out. Whoa, what a day. So the guys wrestle to the ground, and the security guards are all on him. And then I see one of the security guards pull out of his back pants the biggest gun I had ever seen in real life. and that is when I said, good night, everybody. And that was it.
Oh, my God. I really, really, really want to live in a world where that did make it on to the MDA telethon. And it would set off Jerry Lewis, and he would have to cover.
In this day of reality TV, that should be a show where
Yes.
that could have saved the telethon. To like, hey, someone is tanking.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go to San Jose, California.
That would be must-see TV.
So now, when you get off stage, are you humiliated? Are you just in disbelief? Is anyone there
I
to
am
shock
not humiliated.
you? Right. Okay.
No one
Because
is
obviously you did nothing. I mean,
yeah.
No one is mad at me.
Okay.
Everybody is apologetic because I'm volunteering my time.
Right.
Yeah.
To be pummeled.
Yeah. And so everyone, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Well, you did book 2 heavy metal bands back to back. And they're not known for their tolerance of, you know.
And they certainly don't want to watch.
I saw Seinfeld 3 times on TV and I want to be him right now. So,
Matt, thank you so much for being
you
here
so
today.
much.
Thank
We're
you for
gonna
having me.
definitely have you back on and tell more stories, whether it's about bombing or something
Just
else.
anything.
Because you're
I love end of the world
fantastic.
stuff too.
Oh, we've got a lot of that.
Yeah, I love that kind of thing.
And thank you, all of you guys, for listening.
Yes, thank you for
We're
tuning
loving
in.
doing the show. And
Great show, by the way.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Well,
Thanks,
thank you
Matt.
for being
I will
part of
plug it on our show.
Oh, that's so
Thank you.
nice.
And everyone tune into Monster Party.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right. We will see you guys next time. Until then, survive.
Bye. Hey, everybody. We'd love to hear from you on the social media at Pod How to Survive on Twitter and Instagram. And also, you can send us an email, podcasthowtosurvive@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your survival stories or just say hello. All right. Talk to you later.